As every business owner knows, and you as a law firm owner definitely understand, one of the most difficult parts of running a practice is talent acquisition. I'm talking about hiring, and not just hiring to put warm bodies in a seat, but hiring the right people for the right job in your law firm. Hi, I'm Charlie Mann, the president and lead coach at Great Legal Marketing, and I want to share with you some very practical, from the trenches advice on how to improve the hiring systems in your law firm. And let me be very clear that this is about a hiring system, not the intricate processes, because processes are often subject to change, whereas a system is usually a more fixed in place framework, a larger structure on which we add our processes. From a very practical example, the talent acquisition system, from a 30,000 foot view that we use actually in our own company, starts from what is the job that needs to be filled. I know that's such a practical, almost simple idea that you may not even find it useful at first. However, let me describe to you how important this is and why it is so important. Because most of the time when we go through the process of deciding the position we need to fill, we do it from almost just a, what is the job title? I need a paralegal. I need a legal assistant. I need an associate attorney. I need a marketing director. I need a receptionist. I need an intake specialist. I need a salesperson. But the truth is that usually the type of person that you are hiring, the position that you're hiring, is more specific than that job title alone. So the question to pose for yourself is, what are the 3 to 5 core job responsibilities, the categories, the main segments that this person will be responsible for, accountable for in your practice? You may have different types of paralegals within your law firm. You may have associate attorneys who one is working on pre-litigation, the other is working on litigation. And it's important to define what the position will actually be doing as opposed to just hiring the general position. What are you actually looking for? Then within the system, we look for who's the best type of person for this position. What are some character qualities? Is this, in our language, a process person or an outcome person? Are they a strategic thinker or are they a task-oriented thinker? When we calculate for all these, we can craft the next step, which is a great job ad that we can run on any one of the many platforms out there. We get a lot of our candidates, admittedly, off of Indeed. Many of our members get a lot of candidates off of Indeed, but I also see progress being made in LinkedIn. Some use resources like ZipRecruiter and other aggregators of job placement sites. How you actually get to there is a matter of testing. And this is, most people will come out and they'll tell you there's only one way to do this. You just have to run job ads on Indeed, or you've got to be running your job ads on LinkedIn, or you've got to use Facebook Jobs. That is very process-oriented thinking, and we want to focus on the outcome here. And the outcome here is running a great job ad on the right platform, which means testing different processes. Yeah, I'll shortcut you straight to you should work through Indeed.com first and foremost, but that doesn't mean that it's the only platform worth using. As a matter of fact, you should test a minimum of 3 separate platforms early on in order to find out where your best candidates come from. Believe it or not, I know some law firms that still find great job candidates from Craigslist, of all places. Whoever thought that Craigslist would still be performing this well this far on into its existence when we have so many more opportunities and options for you? Then we need to go through a screening process of the applicants. We need to do a screening interview, which is where you need to have litmus test questions. Here's the worst thing that can happen to you in the hiring process. You fall in love with a candidate only to find out there is literally no way they can accept the job with you. A very simple example of this is, are there specific hours someone needs to be in the office? If that is the case, you need to present that up front. Because if someone has already said in their mind, I'm only looking for a 30-hour-a-week position, and you're looking for someone who's in the office, frankly, 45 hours a week, guess what? They're never going to accept your job. Or even worse, they do accept the job with you because they're just looking for a job, but they're immediately looking for the next opportunity. How frustrating would that be because you didn't ask upfront litmus test questions? So a good example of this in my own experience, way back in the day when we didn't have a full benefits package, I would ask candidates early on, hey, we don't have a full benefits package. We don't currently offer health insurance or a 401k. Do you need to find a position that has those for you? And I would occasionally have candidates say, yeah, I do need those things. I say, that's great. I wish you the best on your continued job search. I'm sure you'll be successful somewhere else. Because I have to rule those people out. I don't want to fall in love with the candidate and then find out, oh, this was a make or break item here. So we have litmus test questions in our screening interview up front. Then we're going to have at least 2 hours of in-person time with a candidate. I really would say 3 hours. And the more important the position is, the higher level, the higher salary, the more time you should be spending with that individual before you make a hiring decision. And it's a funnel. It gets progressively more narrow. We eliminate candidates as we go. And that is how we progress to a system. And then there's a final point in this system that we always use. And most hiring systems do not have this particular part of the process. And it's very simple. At the end, after we've found the candidate or candidates we like the most, we then decide, are we making an offer or are we starting from the beginning? Very rarely does a hiring system include that option to go back to the beginning. I have hired many, many different types of positions. And in every single area, at least once, I have opted to go back to the beginning. I have reset job searches, even when there was a sense of urgency, in order to make sure we have the right person. Because a hiring mistake is far more costly than you think. It is not just the wasted salary. It is the wasted opportunity. It is the wasted training time put into that individual. It is all of the resources that go into them and the potential damage that you are doing or could do to your practice by having the wrong person on board. Imagine having a paralegal on board who doesn't get the legal services right because you just needed a paralegal and you did not define who that person should be. And so you end up with someone who is a bad match for the practice. And that costs client confidence. It potentially costs problems with your actual legal license. And we never want to end up down that road. So this is why with your hiring, you must have a system in place. Never ever go ad hoc on hiring. And always, always, always be willing to press the reset button. I can't tell you how important a reset button is on all of this. There are actually 2 different types of decisions that you will make in your practice. There are open door decision and closed door decisions. The first type, an open door decision, is where when you walk through it, the door is left open and you can walk back. All hiring decisions, all hiring systems are open door decisions because you can always walk it back and then try again. But most people treat hiring like a closed door decision. They walk through it and they close the door behind them and they say, well, I got to hire someone. Open door decisions. That is what you are doing with hiring. That alone should transform the process of how you find great people. That and the precision of the job responsibilities and the type of person who would be amazing for that job. You combine those 2 mechanisms and you will get outstanding results from your hiring compared to the mediocre results most law firms get. Now, you should see on the screen other videos that you can watch, and you should subscribe to this channel for more information like this. But if you really want to cut straight to the source, you should become a member right away. Find one of our memberships, take a look at information in the box below or on the screen right now on how you can actually join and get in-depth resources on these subjects and a whole lot more, everything that goes into growing a law firm just like yours. We help law firm owners just like you become phenomenal business owners, where we transform it from you being a lawyer who owns a practice to a full-on business owner, the chief marketing officer and the CEO of your law firm, which may sound like a simple transition, but it requires a lot of shifts of some of the psychology that has been ingrained in you from law school on and bringing in more business psychology. And when you do this, you'll actually find that you provide better service to your clients, to your employees, and to your community at large. So take a look at the screen or in the description for more information, and make sure you subscribe to this channel and watch some additional videos right now. I look forward to working with you.